Normally, we have actually seen that during the other years, they kind of like send provisional squads. I'm hoping that now, well, from what we have seen on the lineups, it is stacked with talent, and many of the people that we might not be very, very familiar with, but would expect that it's a World Cup qualifying year, and normally at that stage when you play against them, that is when they unleash terror. So I'm actually expecting a lot of change in that. So I'm expecting them to come out and display much better rugby than they did the last time around.
I like that you mentioned that, because Lydia, Senegal have met Namibia 5 times and they've won 4 out of those 5 games. But like Soki mentions, this is different. It's this is the Rugby World Cup qualifying year, and Namibia always show up in a different style. What sort of team do you expect that's different from all the others that we've seen in previous years, including just last year?
Namibia is going to show authority in this game. Senegal has played here before, Namibia as well, but Namibia has that edge over Senegal. I mean, I talked about Senegal not scoring any points. It's in history. Around 2017, they received a thumping of 95-0, about 15 tries. So Namibia is going to come into, despite the fact that they were last to arrive, they probably have that fatigue on them, but they'll show Senegal why they are late. I mean, best things come last.
If you can paint a picture for us, you can give us context of how big a Uganda versus Kenya rugby match is.
Okay, first of all, it gets to a point of hate to see a Kenyan celebrating, and by hate, I'm not saying like beef, but you'd want to cause all sorts of pain, because over the years there have been huge wins, there have been huge upsets for us. We've basically been torn apart. We've torn them apart. So everybody is just thinking, we can't allow Kenya to celebrate on home soil. And I bet that's the tradition that has been passed down to the players. And many of them have felt it. Many of them have played against them in the Elgon Cup. The Sevens guys have faced them over and over again. Nobody would like to see a Kenyan celebrating. And that's, it's from way back, and I'm sure they're saying the same thing, and they're like, we need to do a couple of things. But that is the intensity of the game. And the first time we beat them in 2000, I remember Ian Walker walked into the dressing room about 10 minutes to kick off, just looked around and walked out. At the end of the game, he told us, I could literally feel the intensity of the 22 players that were inside there. And this is now at Ngongo. It gets no better than this. And we had talked about that game over and over again. We had practiced over and over again. We did what? And Robert Segia was always telling us, you guys, we must win this game. We cannot travel by bus to here and then just lose it. Like, for him, it was, we have struggled to get here. We must win this game.
Lydia, Uganda plays against Kenya at least twice a year in the Elgon Cup. Maybe if we're privileged, we'll get another one like now, the Rugby Africa Cup. There's been a couple of memorable matches. Some would rather forget, like the Elgon Cup last year. Yeah. Some would wish to experience again, like Liam Walker's penalty in the last play. For you, what's your key memory, I should say, about Uganda versus Kenya? I
have 2. The best one was the one of Liam Walker at KPA. That was the Victoria Cup. That last-minute penalty, we were all on our toes, just waiting for it, praying in different languages. We had a lot at stake. We were next to our fellow Kenyan fans. We had bet who is buying the drinks, whoever is losing, buying the drinks. So guys are on the pitch. We are also on pressure. We have a lot at stake. And then the second one is the recent one in the Elgon Cup. There was that face-off of Kimboa, and the Kenyans lose head prop. He's called Wilhite Mususi. So he had come to tackle Kimboa, and Kimboa was going all in. Made a big guy sit down. We were on our feet. I mean, these are the moments that we do not forget in such a matchup. It's a derby. It's the East African derby. A lot is at stake for the players and for the fans. When you look at the pound to pound, you're looking at the scrum halves. I love the scrum halves. So looking at the bullying of the two scrum halves, unfortunately we're going to miss out on Brian, on Brian Wahinya, and sometimes like you get closer ear to the pitch and get to hear what they're saying, or the Swahili that is there. For us the fans, we have our chants ready. Piga Kenya, guys, practice through the night. They are simple lyrics, and we shall teach the rest that will come through for their first time. Yes.
This opening match sets the tone for the entire campaign, and it's not just for Uganda and Kenya. It's use it, win it, or lose it. And let's not even go too far. We've seen the two teams. We've seen the Kenya squad publicly. From the trainings, we've seen how Uganda have shaped up. And I would like for us to begin with Uganda, because that's what the fans have been waiting for. That's what the viewers have been waiting for. That's Philip Okorach. If you can just run through that squad, Philip Okorach will start at 15 for Uganda. He will be the fullback. And when we are working backwards, his fellow back three is going to be Adrian Casito and Ivan Cloud Otema. The midfield has a continental restaurant combination of Isaac Massa and Ian Munyani. And then the half-back pairing is Aaron Ofoiroth and Joseph Aredo, who have played in Kenya for the Kenya Hurricanes, so they know the sort of players that they're going to be facing. Our forwards, working from the front row, Santos Sentezan, Nathan Bwambale and Fahad Maido. Number 4 and 5 is Julius Opio and Sydney Gongodio. Then the back row is Captain Byron Oketayot in number 6, Frank Chidega, his vice captain, number 7, and Pius Ogena at number 8. Guys, first impressions of that squad.